Hello, everybody. It's Good Friday, and I don't know about you, but I'm certainly feeling the loss of some of our normal customs and practices, rituals, whatever you want to call them, ways in which we mark this day. It's often a very busy day with lots of services and ecumenical events, and moments in which we try to capture something of the essence of that first Good Friday all over again. Feel the weight of and the importance of this death of our Lord Jesus Christ. Of course, we know Sunday's coming, and so we've got a benefit that the original disciples didn't have. But nonetheless, it is a difficult and painful day when we take time to meditate on the wounds of Christ and upon all that his death meant for us and means for us. I've been trying to do that with my colleague, the Reverend Mark Carrick, over the last few weeks of Lent. We've taken time each week to discuss together and converse together on our daily devotions that have been up on the Derbyshire North East website, and indeed you can still look at them on the Derbyshire North East page on YouTube. We've been looking at Ben Pugh's book. Ben Pugh is a tutor up at Cliff College here in our own district. Ben teaches theology and has written a number of books, one of which is a book on the theories of the atonement. And we found it a good book to study, an illuminating book, a book that tracks the different ways through the maze, as he puts it, of the death of Christ. And so I invite you to go and look at those. But I also invite you most of all to take time today to stop and to reflect once again, read those familiar passages from the Gospels, create space somewhere here to take time to let the impact of that first Good Friday hit you afresh. Feel the love of God that led him there. Know and recognize something of his love for you. Let it wash over you and penetrate your life and motivate you to your own acts of self-giving, love and sacrifice. I simply want to read to you some verses from Mark's Gospel. Mark's Gospel, chapter 15, I make it my habit and custom each year on Good Friday to read it, and I read some of it to you now. I invite you to find a copy of Barber's Adagio for Strings and to play that alongside this as you read, so that you might, as it were, feel the emotions of the event through that beautiful haunting piece of music, Barber's Adagio for Strings. I also invite you to look up your hymn books or even sing, if you can find it, the words of Graham Kendrick's Come and See. Those are just some of the ways in which I find it helpful to think about this day. But let me just read these few verses from Mark's Gospel, chapter 15. Then they led him out to crucify him. A certain man from Cyrene, Simon, the father of Alexander and Rufus, was passing by on his way in from the country, and they forced him to carry the cross. They brought Jesus to the place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull. Then they offered him wine mixed with myrrh, but he did not take it, and they crucified him. Dividing up his clothes, they cast lots to see what each would get. It was the third hour when they crucified him. The written notice of the charge against him read, "The King of the Jews." They crucified two robbers with him, one on his left and one on his right. Those who passed by hurled insults at him, shaking their heads and saying, "So, you're going to destroy the temple, are you, and rebuild it in 3 days? Come down now from the cross and save yourself." In the same way, the chief priests and the teachers of the law mocked him. "He saved others," they said. but he can't save himself. Let this Christ, this King of Israel, come down now from the cross, that we may see and believe. Those crucified with him also heaped insults on him. At the 6th hour, darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour. And at the 9th hour, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? When some of those standing near heard this, they said, listen, he's calling for Elijah. One man filled a sponge with wine vinegar, put it on a stick, and offered it to Jesus to drink. Now leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah comes to take him down, he said. And with a loud cry, Jesus breathed his last. The curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. And when the centurion who stood there in front of Jesus heard his cry and saw how he died, he said, surely this man was the Son of God. Some women were watching from a distance, and among them were Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, the younger, and Joses and Salome. In Galilee, these women had followed Jesus and cared for his needs. Many other women who had come up with him to Jerusalem were also there. The passage starts with a stranger, a foreigner, Simon of Cyrene, and it finishes with women who had journeyed with him the whole way. And whether you've journeyed with him for a short time or for a long time in your life, journey with him today and allow these events in our faith's history touch your heart and your lives afresh. God bless.